Good morning. This week we're in Parshat Mishpatim. It's one of the more important portions in our Torah. It's a repository of, for the most part, extremely important laws that cover a wide range of topics, many of which seemingly have nothing to do with one another. There's laws about how you treat livestock, how you treat stolen property. There's laws about some sexual relations. There's a whole variety of, there's laws about money and economic transactions. Many of them are vitally important and occupy the rabbis in commentary extensively. It also contains one of the more obscure laws in all of the Torah, one that gets very little play today. Mechashefa lo techiyeh, you shall not let a sorceress live. Very interesting little tidbit. It was obviously a big concern. In this particular case, it's followed by the idea that you can't bring offerings to false gods, basically. And the connection here is that these are both actions that lead us astray, and both actions that really can get us off the correct path, which is the path of God, which is the path of the one God, correct? So it's an interesting little tidbit, but it still begs the question, how do we make sense of all these laws that seem so unrelated? Well, this evening I'm going to talk about one law in particular, and that's the idea of whether or not it's permissible for Jews to charge interest in economic transactions. But for the moment, I'd like to bring this to your attention, and this is a vital teaching of Judaism. Judaism really is concerned with every aspect of our lives. That may be hard to fathom in this day and age where we seek redress for our problems in civil courts, for example. But Judaism, for a long time, operated in Jewish communities where there were no civil courts and there were merely just batei din, meaning Jewish law courts, where one went to seek redress for both criminal and civil issues. What I interpret this portion overall to mean is this. Judaism is concerned with this idea, which has some currency today. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And in the Jewish context, this means that there is nothing we do in our lives that is devoid of ethical and moral meaning. Every act we take, everything we do is connected deeply to who we are morally and ethically as a person, as a people, the Jewish people, and speaks to our relationship with the divine. So there's no aspect of human life too obscure, too minute, to be exempt from a Jewish idea of how we should do this. And I think this is important. We can see that in many things with all the blessings we're supposed to say every day, with blessing over food, with blessing over drink, with blessing over a rainbow, for example. We are supposed to always be mindful that every act we're involved with, everything we see, speaks to who we are as a person, summed up in the idea that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you just want to get an idea of what this portion means to us, it means to us that we should be mindful as humans, that every one of our acts, every interaction we have with another human being, with an animal, every interaction we have with the divine, with the world around us, speaks to who we are ethically and morally. And this is one of the beautiful and meaningful, and I find inspirational ideas in the Jewish tradition. I hope you'll join me this evening and the rest of the clergy team in the Gore Sanctuary at 6:15. As I said, I'll be speaking about this week's portion, and I'll be speaking about the idea of whether or not it's permitted for Jews to charge interest. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Shabbat Shalom.